You went to a sex party, and yet I'm getting vibes that the naughtier thing you did was hand someone some cash and get a dress outside a shop.
I would say most of my online purchases are just me trying to be Kate Moss.
To be fair, me too.
Japan.
You've got a Japan!
I've got a Japan, I just need to fund it. Well, I found out that I was on WikiFeet, which is quite insane.
Oh. Here we go.
Pants and shoes.
Pants and shoes.
Just want to clarify.
Hello, welcome back to My Mate Bought a Toaster. My guest this week is the lady who just said pants and shoes, which I feel is opening words for the podcast, Alex Haddow. It's a great start.
Thank you.
Really nice.
Yeah, that's a little raison d'etre for the for the start.
Yeah, nice. You're a pants and shoes person.
I'm a clean pants and shoes person.
Yeah. How many? Is this a perverted question? If so, please stop me in my tracks. I was talking to a friend about this the other day because I opened my underwear drawer. And there are I need to have a sort of underwear audit.
Yeah. I'm it's too much.
How many do you own?
Too many.
Right.
Too many. I would say like 35.
Yeah.
And a few.
And by the nature of, doing a wash, once a week or whatever, however often people do their laundry, you're only ever going to be using 7 or 8 of those on a circuit.
Yeah. I mean, sure, you have to pack 20 for a 7-day holiday because,
oh my God, if you're eating weird stuff, if you're nervous.
Why is that? You're like,
every time.
I better take 20 pairs of knickers for a 5-day break.
All your friends looking, what is she? What does she think this is?
Yeah, I need these.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Alex, thank you for joining us on My
Thank
Mate
you
Bought a Toaster.
for having me.
Of course. Very much looking forward to this. Also, one of the things I always love is it's often the night before an episode, I'll get some contact from my guests. And I usually know what it's going to be. And I wasn't wrong. You did the classic, I don't really have an Amazon, which is, I cannot emphasize enough, I'd say even commendable, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have Amazon. We're going to have a look at your eBay, though, which is rich pickings already.
Yeah.
What's with Amazon?
Well, they're evil, aren't they? I mean, everyone's evil, but they're sort of the worst ones, I think. Yeah. So I feel like everyone has to have their tide mark of trying to be a good person. And that's why I don't judge people. But if everyone's got their little bits that they try and avoid, mine's like Starbucks and Amazon, which I would say is cliche, if anything.
The problem is Starbucks you can avoid because there's lots of other options. Amazon is so quick and easy. There are other things at the moment, lots of other apps.
Argos.
Yeah.
That's where I get all my home stuff. And I go and pick it up. They're like, oh, it's next day delivery on Amazon. I can walk to Argos and get it now.
Yeah, that's so true.
Do you know what I mean? People forget about Argos.
I know. So simply, it's a moral thing for you with Amazon then?
Yeah, I just think they treat their workers so badly. And I'm not saying everybody else treats them amazing, but I just feel like
you're doing a lot of BBC Balance. Well done.
I'm
appreciating that.
They're just a little bit too evil for me. But like I say, I've got a login, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the other day, I don't use it. And the other day, it came up on my account $12.99 Amazon, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I thought, because I once signed up to Prime to watch Daisy Jones and the Six, right?
How disappointing was that series, by the way?
Yeah, I just didn't get, and I read the book afterwards. I read the book recently, actually.
Right.
And I was like, oh, the book's really good. Well, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I thought the series just didn't quite, I didn't believe any of the people in it. Is that what you thought? Yeah.
Listen, this is a quick tangent, guys. And if you've listened to the show before, you know this is what we do. The thing is, Daisy Jones and the Six is about a fictional band. So when you're reading the book, she describes beautifully the music and you buy into it.
Yes.
And think, wow, they were geniuses.
Yeah.
And then you watch the TV show and go, well, I don't like that music.
Yeah.
They're not the Beatles.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It almost like they shouldn't have included any music. Do you know what I mean? Like make it like a mystery, because you're never going to live up to what the book makes you think.
And this nicely segues, and we will come back to your anecdote in about 15 minutes.
It's absolutely fine.
Welcome to my brain. But this nicely segues into something which has bothered me for years, right? You never see good stand-up done in fictional things.
This fucks me off so much.
So you might get a Seinfeld, but he's a stand-up, so of course it's good.
Yeah.
Hacks, I would say, is the exception.
Haven't watched that yet, but I need to.
The stand-up is genuinely good.
Yeah.
Any other time...
And usually they only have to write, I would say, 2 or 3 lines. Usually it's the tiny bit of a scene to kind of, you know what I mean? You're not watching a 5-minute set in a show.
No, you're watching a joke or two, and they're always, without fail, rubbish.
Yeah, awful.
It drives me absolutely potty.
With good stand-ups as well. You're like, just do a bit of existing material.
Just sell a bit of your kit. Just give them a line.
Yeah.
It annoys. And also, there was a thing the other day. I was reading a book, and I won't say the book, but it starts with someone comparing. And they ask someone in the front row's name. What's your name then? And in the book, they lower the microphone down to the person. And I was like, no stand-up I have ever seen would ever go, what's your name? And then lower that. You would never empower an audience member by putting the microphone anywhere near them.
God, no.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, horrible.
Anyway, back to Strand, I believe, 2, which we've already started off on the show today. So $12.99 has come out of your
$12.99. So I don't even want to say the words ADHD because I haven't had a diagnosis, but I am a comedian and thus, it's...
Well, I got diagnosed
did you?
a year and a half
ago.
Yeah,
I saw you.
Yeah, I wang on about it all the time.
No, it's good.
But listen, gosh, the listeners do not need to listen to me rant on about it. I'm now enjoying the fact that we've now got to the apologising stage of it. Loads of people go, I think I've got it. Sorry to say, I think I've got...
Yeah, I haven't. I've literally never publicly mentioned it, but I mean, it's... So I had a huge to-do list at 1 a.m. the other day, and obviously what I was doing was going down a rabbit hole of finding out what this $12.99 was.
Yeah.
And I got through to Amazon customer service 24/7
at 1 a.m.
At 1 a.m. quite easily, I should say.
And we're saying here, why do we like Amazon? I'm not sure Argos have got a 1 a.m.
That's because you don't need it on Argos.
It'll just be a security guard.
Yeah. You just walk up there.
Yeah.
Listen,
say,
Frank.
Take what you like. Yeah, exactly.
What is this?
Yeah.
And it didn't say, what it was or anything like that. Anyway, eventually I got through to the, and I thought someone's using my card or something like that. And the first person said, oh, there is a name here. Do you know who it could be? I was like, what, we're just going to guess people I know? So I said my boyfriend's name just in case he'd used it. And they said, no, that's not the name on it. I was like, well, can you tell me the name? They were like, no, but a different department can. So then I got put through to a different department. And then she literally said, oh, yes, do you know a Sash? I was like, yeah, that's my ex-boyfriend who I'm good friends with. Right. And they said, yeah, it was him. So I texted the next day. I was like, oh, you must have had my card still on your Amazon account from ages ago, and we went out a decade ago. This was
wow.
Do you know what I mean? We've been mates for six, so it's so long ago that it's don't even remember he's my ex really. But and I remembered that his card wasn't working one time, and he wanted to buy a film or something off Amazon or whatever, and he was like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry, I didn't even realise it was on there." And I said, "What were you buying?" And he said, "A miniature skateboard," and then just didn't elaborate any further. I was like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Is everything all right, Sash?
Yeah, are you all right?
Weird cry for help. How can I get Alexandra back into my life? I'll buy a mini skateboard. Wow.
With her card. Create a sense of mystique. It turns out it was for his nephew. But
oh, fine, okay, that makes more sense.
but for hours he didn't reply when I said, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, I genuinely thought, because he's got quite a stressful job, I was like, oh no, he's finally cracked.
Lost it. That's quite good though. What is the one item that if you buy on Amazon that is a red flag, that is a cry for help?
Yeah.
I think
a miniature skateboard. I thought, oh my God, he's going to be one of those lads down the park doing a finger skateboard thing.
Oh my God.
No, but thank God.
Those.
No.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you see on my Amazon, the rough guide to South America, or, you know what I mean? What's he doing?
It's because you've had a notion at 10 p.m. and you've been like, do you know what? Or do you do this as well?
If I get 10 p.m. because I'm so old. Because you would never be up at 3 a.m. I'm a 10 p.m. guy.
I'm usually 10 p.m. is my sort of, I've put off what I'm supposed to be doing, and so now I'm going off on some whimsy of a trip that I'm going to do because...
But completely committed to it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know it's a whimsy at the time.
No, you're like, I'm going to do this.
Yes.
Like my Japan. I really want to go to Japan.
Japan! You've got a Japan!
I've got a Japan. I just need to fund it. If anyone wants to put me on a gig in Japan, please do. Yeah. I love Japan.
Have you got a Gibraltar alternative? Oh. I'm going to need 10 minutes.
That's why they pay him the big bucks.
Wow. I'm exhausted.
I'm desperately trying to think of one, and I've got nothing because I'm so in awe of Gibraltar.
I would so love to go to Japan. Everyone I know who's been to Japan says it's incredible, and they're obsessed with it.
I know. It's like an alien planet.
And is there stand up out there for Do you
know Steve Bajaya?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he had a mate who had sort of a venue out there.
Right.
And obviously, the thing is, there's a lot of expats in Tokyo and stuff like that.
Of course, yeah.
English-speaking people.
Yeah.
And so he decided to put a gig on and fly Steve out for it. And he said it was packed because obviously there wasn't anything like that out there.
Well, look, it's like when you do stand-up in Aberystwyth.
Exactly. It's the same.
Famously.
It's the same.
By the time you get there,
gorgeous
oh my God.
Sushi,
It's the same thing.
People are very polite.
That's incredible. God. Steve Bajaya, of course, has done this podcast. Go and check out somewhere in our back catalogue, you'll find Little Bujaya.
I'd love to listen to Steve's.
I can't remember. There's been so many. He might have been the person who bought, because I think it was Steve who didn't have blinds in his flat, and instead of buying and fitting blinds, he just bought an eye mask. And I appreciate that.
That is the most deranged thing I've ever heard. That is the most. I'm sorry, and I love men.
Of course.
But is that is the most hetero
blokey
male thing I've ever heard in my life.
It really is. It really is. All right, good. So what we're going to do then, Alex, is dive into your eBay.
Yes.
Okay. And you have very kindly logged in, and we can go right back, much like we do with Amazon. And we've done this a few times on the show. We've had a look around people's.
Yeah, and I purposefully, I haven't looked back. I think I know what my first ever thing was on eBay, but after that, I've got nothing. Okay.
This is going to be slightly hindered now because I'm so slick at browsing Amazon because I've done it so many times on this bloody show. Now I'm browsing eBay and I'm like, how do I find the old?
What would you say is the percentage of people that don't use Amazon on here?
1.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I would say no. So we've done like 120 episodes. I'd say we've probably had 10 people now who've gone, I just don't have Amazon. Not even that would be, to be honest.
We should all meet up.
Well, yeah, you should. Lucy Porter. Check in.
Oh, okay.
Check in with Lucy Porter and there's a couple of others. Oh, Tassie McLeod. And Tassie McLeod does use it, but very, very, very rarely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
very rarely.
I think I did once buy a curtain pole on Amazon. And I thought, do you know what? I don't think I'm going to bore Tom with that.
I'd be surprised. We get 20 minutes out of it. All right, look, here's what we're going to do, Alex. We're going to 2017. Okay, and I can see that you spent $6.99 on the new Kylie Jenner lip kit set, liquid lipstick, a matte lip liner.
That was
$6.99.
That's my best friend.
What Kylie Jenner's your best friend? Or?
No, sadly not. That was either for or by my best friend, who was desperate when it came out to get it, and she is a very successful psychologist. She's got a book out called Just About Coping. It's amazing. Go and buy it.
Okay.
But with technology, I would say it's like a newly hatched chick.
Yes.
That's been shown a computer.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll just get a message being like, I really need this thing. And I think this is when it wasn't even available in the UK.
Right.
So I think she was like, can you get it for me?
It's amazing. It's happened before how certain people don't have Amazon or eBay or anything, and you then become a sort of online shopping dealer.
You're a vehicle.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's basically, if you were at an airport now and someone said, have you packed this bag yourself? You'd have to say, no, this is my friend and I don't know what's in here.
I'm so sorry.
So, okay, so you're not into the lip kit set.
I don't like the Kardashians or the Jenners or all that lot. No.
That's hard for you because you're young. Because as someone as an old man, I can very...
thanks for saying I'm young.
You are ridiculous. But do you know what I mean? Like, I look at all the stuff like that and go, I don't have to pretend. Whereas I think a lot of my friends who are in their 30s or 20s have to an extent, sort of go, yeah, I know who these people are. I just
No, I just think they're a vacuum. And that's not really necessarily snobbery, because I like sort of other people that are useless. Do you know what I mean?
Not a vacuum. Vacuum
very
people. Some of the best people.
We need them, but those lot, no.
You know, they're not here to defend themselves. And if they ever wanted to come on the podcast, that would be great.
Oh, I'd love that.
I mean, imagine.
I mean, I find it fascinating that like Kim Kardashian does what I do and like sells her clothes on a website. And you feel like saying, do you need that?
Does she actually do that?
Yeah, for kind of sort of affordable prices, as in, a few £100 here and there. So not like thousands.
So is
bonkers.
Kim Kardashian having to like lay a dress on her bed, get the photo?
Yeah. I think it's called Kardashian Closet or something.
Wow.
These people have no shame.
But do you sell your stuff on?
Yeah.
Online as well?
Yeah, I have to. It's like a sort of rotating.
OnlyFans stuff?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, I see.
I wish it was. I wish I had nice enough feet to make money out of them.
Yeah, and of course, the great thing about selling clothes on OnlyFans is famously you don't even have to wash them.
Oh, the dream.
Quite the opposite.
The dream.
No need to launder.
Well, I found out that I was on WikiFeet, which is quite insane.
Oh my God.
I know.
I was about to move on to the next item.
I know, I'm so sorry. I've gone off on so many tangents.
From lipstick to WikiFeet. What is WikiFeet? Why were you on there? What was the photo? How do I get on there?
WikiFeet is a foot fetish website.
Good.
And they have what they class as famous people. I'm not a famous person, but they sort of compile. I think they must be monitoring your Instagram, because any photo with your feet in it then appears on there, and then the the foot enthusiasts can all vote and comment on your feet. And I shit you not. Sorry, can I swear on here?
Fuck yeah.
Sorry, okay. The reason I found out I was on there was because Fern Brady, the comedian, posted a thing on her Instagram saying, just found out I'm on WikiFeet. And honestly, I used to do athletics and running. I'm always wearing horrible shoes. I used to do dance classes 5 times a week. My feet are just not nice. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I try, but it's a losing battle, right? And that's the kind of joke amongst my friendship group and stuff. And so I went to put my name in so that when it came up with like no results, I was going to do a joke about that.
A nice little screenshot.
Genuinely. Yeah. And it came up like Alexandra Haddow, 3 out of 5 brackets, okay feet.
You have had your feet reviewed.
Reviewed, yeah. Yeah.
You must be quite pleased by that because
I was very pleased.
Your foot self-esteem, I've often said this about you, Alex.
You say it all the time, yeah.
And now you've been judged by, can I just say, I'm just going to stop off at the word enthusiasts.
Yeah.
I love the idea that fetishists and sex people are called enthusiasts. So next time someone's in a lay-by, meeting up with other car sex enthusiasts.
Doing this. And do you know what? I felt like a bad feminist because I went and got a pedicure. And like, I was like, let's get that rating up to a 4. 5 is unreasonable.
It read like a 4.
Yeah.
It read like a 4. Oh my God, you went and got a pedicure straight afterwards.
And was like, oh, I'll just pop one on there for the boys.
So, and girls, anyone who wants.
But let's face it.
It's the boys, yeah. So you mentioned that athletics and stuff. Have you been are you a fitness person?
I'm not really now. I do yoga now, and I try and I go through phases where I get quite fit, and then it's quite bad really because I used to be very fit. But I do yoga. I do like class pass.
Okay.
Stuff like
I've
that.
heard about class pass.
It's quite good to be fair.
Because I'm a different class, I call it class pass.
Sorry, class pass. Yes.
So I mean, again, class pass is actually sometimes people refer to private school as a class pass, but this is for gyms, right? So you pay like a certain amount a month, and then that gives you tokens.
Yeah, but it's great because you don't have to go to a specific gym.
Yes.
And you can just get like what's on in 2 hours. It's like Edinburgh Fringe, but for exercise. Because sometimes I don't like yoga. People will know like yin yoga is basically the one where you go and lie down for an hour, but you can sort of feel like you've done something.
Right.
It's like 6 poses for an hour, and it's supposed to it's like meditation and stretching. So
right.
sometimes
so
you're like,
if there's a yoga speedometer.
Yeah.
6 pH, 6 poses per hour, 6 pph. That's where I'm at. I'd love to do that.
Honestly,
that's
the
great.
dream. And you come out feeling like, yeah, I've done sure, I've done. Yeah, done
fine,
a bit. I've walked there.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Physically got myself there.
Yeah.
It's either the yoga place or Argos. So, you know.
Exactly.
This is what we know about you so far, Alex. You're a walker.
I'm a walker.
You like to move around.
And then other times you go to the one where, they make you hate yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That is just brutal.
Yeah, horrible.
It's the exercise classes that I'm most scared of, I would say, are the bike-based things.
Spinning.
Thank you.
Oh.
Spin class. I'm a lone wolf when it comes to exercise because I've spoken about this before on the podcast. Facially, when I do exercise, it's horrifying.
And it should be.
Like, it should be.
Do you know what I mean?
And I like to do that by myself.
Yeah.
The idea of other people seeing my gym face.
Yeah. Although I would say spinning's in the dark like a club, so you might be all right.
God, is it really?
Yeah, but the first 5 minutes you're like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, about 20 minutes in, you're wishing for death.
Do people throw up?
It feels like that type of environment. I mean, they probably go out to do it, but It's just, honestly, horrendous.
How long does it last?
I think it's like, they're only like 45 minutes, I think, 45 minutes, because it's so intense.
Yeah.
And people are like screaming at you, and the fitness instructors look like, they've kind of never seen sugar in their life or been loved. Oh my God.
Just throw muffins at them.
I remember my friend was going out with a spin instructor one time, and he was horrible man.
I mean, who saw that
Obviously,
coming?
yeah. And then I said, why is she with him? And my friend went, oh, he's got 1% body fat. And I was like, is this the bar now? What the hell?
Could you put that on your dating profile?
Yeah, I know, just like, hey, enjoy spinning and making people feel bad about themselves. 1% body fat.
1% body fat. Okay, he's really boring.
Oh, and it was all between his ears. He was horrible.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, look, Alex, we're going to move on.
Sorry.
Fine. No, it's great. I love this. We're going to 2019 now, going through your eBay. A UK stock black and burgundy cherry blossom Chinese long evening party dress for $20.99.
Okay, this, I saw a picture of Alexa Chung.
Right.
in a similar dress.
I see.
And I think it was 2019. Oh yeah, it's pre-lockdown. Yeah, that felt like my lockdown energy. But
Right.
no, I saw a picture of her, and I sort of tried deeply to recreate what was probably a £2,000 dress
Yes.
on her
For $20.99.
For $20.99, and I know this is going to shock you. It didn't look the same.
What happened?
It was just cheap and didn't fit very well, and I tried to
Okay.
get it altered, and it just
Right.
it sort of, and it looked on me. It looked a bit cultural appropriation-y.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and I just felt a bit like, can I wear this out? You know, and those dresses you can, but this one was sort of like quite over towards the traditional side rather than the fashion
Wow.
side of the.
Dressed as a concubine from Memoirs of a Geisha.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah.
What have I
Yeah.
done?
Yeah.
That moment you realise as you get sort of on the tube and you're too far into the night to turn back.
Is this okay? yeah, a bit like that. Yeah,
Oh, my God. I'd love it if you got cancelled.
for that.
That'd be brilliant.
For
Just
something-
go. You end up working on GB News. That's where
Oh
you
yeah,
have to go.
it's only a matter of time
That's where we all head. That's where
for
we
us
all
to
head.
give up.
Do you like to dress up then? Are you quite sort of into, like for gigs and stuff like that? Or is this talking about like when you're going out?
Yeah, well, I like to buy stuff that I can wear when I'm going out, which is, of course, almost never, even though I'm out every night gigging.
This is the...
But I never dress nice on stage because people react differently to you.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a good counter to what Catherine Ryan was saying, because Catherine Ryan came on and was like, dressing up nicely on stage is a big part of what I do.
Yeah,
Let me
I
have
wish-
the counter from Alexandra Haddow, please.
I wish I could do that, but because I'm quite low status,
I see.
so I'm sort of mocking myself a little bit. I'm not like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot all the time, but I'm not like, Catherine Ryan is like, I'm fucking amazing and you're a piece of shit. And of course she can look incredible while she does it. But I think whenever I do it, I get a different reaction from the audience.
Okay, interesting. Do you do that sometimes? Do you try out?
Yeah,
the dressing
sometimes,
up?
like in Edinburgh, I actually had a bit of a superstitious thing this year at the Fringe. So shock horror, my show wasn't ready at the start.
No.
I know. Day 5.
They should move the Edinburgh Fringe to September, because that's when the shows get good.
Oh, those last 2 shows.
Yeah, man. To nobody.
Perfection.
To
Yeah.
nobody.
Yeah. I always wear heels on stage. So I sort of dress smart on stage, but not too sexy, not too glam.
Okay.
So like, jeans, heels, like a nice cool t-shirt or something. Always got my hair and makeup done.
Okay.
But like never sort of like glam.
Right.
And I was wearing the heels for the first 4 days, and on the 4th day I had I would say probably one of the worst bombs of my life. Oh, it was awful. For an hour as well.
Oh.
You must know the feeling where 3 minutes in you're like, they hate me.
This is, I mean...
It's just a countdown now.
And the worst thing is, when you get the they hate me and you're doing a 10 or a 20-minute spot on the
fine.
circuit, you think they hate me, I'll enjoy this, we'll have a laugh about it with the other
Sometimes you can
comedians.
sit in it and
Yeah, you wallow.
Yeah.
It's great. And sometimes you can build a persona around that.
Yeah.
But then to get it when you're doing your hour at Edinburgh is
Horrible.
some of the most horrifying nights of my life. In previews, a whole hour to...
Awful.
There's more atmosphere in this room right now than
Genuinely,
those
yeah.
nights.
One of the worst ones ever was when they put me on a double preview after Glenn Moore, who was doing his best of.
I mean, and you didn't... Why?
I was honestly working stuff out, and they put me on after. Put me on before.
Please. That's ridiculous.
Horrible.
I hate Glenn Moore. He's a lovely man. It's definitely, to be clear, not Glenn Moore's fault. So, all right. So you did that, and that was it. You never wore the heels again.
So on the 4th day, I was wearing heels. Did this horrible gig.
Yeah.
And then on the 5th day, I decided to put a bit of crowd work at the top, and I wore flats, and I sort of grunged a bit. I was a bit like,
Nice.
oh, look, I'm a piece of shit.
Right.
A bit more smashed it, right?
Interesting.
And then I thought, after about 10 days of doing that, I'm wearing flats just to basically, it's my own little superstition. It was going well.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, it's the crowd work. That's what's done it, which part of it definitely
You
was.
do have to compare yourself in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much nicer. It was honestly just so much a lovelier start to the show. And then after 10 days of doing nice shows, I was like, right, I'm going to do the crowd work, but wear heels and look nice.
Yeah.
Mediocre,
Heels, man.
honestly.
This is it. You can never wear heels on stage ever again.
I think it's just people looking at you being like, oh, she's made an effort. Who does she think she is?
But the problem with that is that the problem with the superstition is it's so self-fulfilling, because you tell yourself that thing, and then you go and do the gig and think, oh, what the hell, it's not going to
not
going to work as well, and that's it then.
I think, well, part of my show this year was about me talking about going to a sex party for the first time and like being a bit of an idiot and being a bit sort of naive.
Right.
But then I think if you're looking really good and being like, ooh, what am I like at the sex party?
Yeah. I mean,
they're a bit like, hang on, something doesn't match up.
Yeah. If you think I'm going to talk about the comedy element of this now and not instantly divert onto, sorry, you went to a sex party.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
How did this come about, to coin a phrase?
I sort of... I was chatting about sort of how I introduced it in the show is sort of true in that me and my boyfriend are like, oh, we're really progressive and cool and
Lovely.
we're young and cool and we're into all this stuff. And then we were like, we're in a straight white monogamous relationship like a couple of dorks. And then so I was like, oh, do you know what? We should try it. And my friend, who is like a sort of bona fide sex person.
Right.
I mean, I've said the word bona fide there, no pun intended.
No, it's wonderful though.
He was like, oh, you should go to Torture Garden. That's like sex party for beginners.
Torture Garden. Okay. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, okay, it's Torture Garden. Yeah.
And so we went and it was so fun. I mean, it was great fun. I don't think it's like my scene, but I'm glad I tried it out. I mean, it's so non-intimidating when you're in there. I thought this is going to be,
Right. But so like, okay, many questions backing up. We'll get back to the show in a moment. So when you go in, are you having sex with other people? Are you doing things with other people?
Some people are. We didn't.
Right.
I just sort of wanted to see what it was like.
Right.
But there's a lot of that.
And what's it like?
Well, this is the thing about this one, is why my friend told me to go, because he said it's basically just sort of a kink fetish rave, and there's one room where if you want to go and do that stuff,
I see.
you can go. So if you are a bit intimidated and you're like, oh God, why am I here? You can actually just have a kind of normalish night, but everyone's
You can avoid the gift shop at the end of the museum.
Yes,
nice.
exactly that.
Okay.
If you want to.
Right.
But if you do want to, then you can go in. So he said it's
they
not
sell
so...
rubbers. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is what I sort of talk about in my show. It's like, it's like anything. If you go onto a nudist beach, because everyone's naked, you're not that bothered.
Yeah.
It doesn't intimidate you because it's not like you're naked and everybody else isn't.
Yeah.
So I thought I was going to be really intimidated and, scared or a bit like, oh, I don't really like this. But no one cares about you in the best way because they're doing their own stuff.
It's so interesting though, because it's such an essential part of being a human being, which of course we get onto in the podcast, of course, every episode. But the reality of pretty much 99% of this stuff, apart from the kind of basic human things like maybe childbirth or, like huge moments. Yeah. But all these things, all these sort of societal taboos, like you say, like nudity, sex, all these things, the reality of it is always very underwhelming. So, it's all the anticipation and how we, whenever our imagination is engaged, basically our imagination is the thing that creates this sort of adrenalized, oh, can I, what? And then the reality is just like, all right.
Yeah, and what I would say as well is that if you take a stereotypical, quite sort of hetero environment like an all-bar one or something like on a Saturday night, I would say the sex party was a much friendlier, much more relaxed energy than people sort of like, I want to pull tonight, that kind of thing. It's a lot more open. It's a lot more. But then I did sort of joke about that because I sort of forgot that that's where we were, and this guy started sort of being really nice to me and my boyfriend, and I just was like, he is so lovely. And he was like, my boyfriend was like, yeah, I think he was probably trying to. And I was like, oh God, yeah.
Here? Oh my God, I can't believe it. Wow.
But genuinely, just not an intimidating vibe at all. Yeah. And I really thought I would be, what the hell am I doing here?
I was going to say you went in with your eyes wide open, but they were more eyes wide shut.
Eyes wide shut, yeah. Is, so it was actually, like you say, all of these things are actually a lot less scary than you think.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, Torture Garden. Nice.
And I didn't buy that
there.
Stuff online, annoyingly. I went to Camden, obviously.
Of course. That's what you have to do.
If there was a Camden shopping list for that weekend.
It's much more wipe clean, all the fake leather, all the pleather. Got to get pleather. We're going to a sex party. Okay, all right. Elsewhere then, you have bought the Rosemary dining chair, a velvet upholstered beach-style pink chair for $38.99.
Beach style? Is that what it says?
Well, beach... as in BEE, something like Beechwood.
Oh yes,
rather
Beechwood.
than
Yeah.
EA.
Yeah, that
Two
was
very
for
different things.
the desk in my room because I was trying to make my room look nice. Quite into interiors.
Okay.
Which Vinted obviously has just started. Well, I don't know if it's just started doing, but I've just become aware of it, and that's quite a scary time.
It's interesting at the moment. A lot of people are coming in to do this, and now it's things like eBay, obviously, which has always been there, but Vinted is coming through. TikTok Shop,
Facebook Marketplace,
Facebook Marketplace.
crackers, absolutely mental on that place.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. There's a lot of tire kickers, I think is a nice way of phrasing it, who will make so many inquiries about the toaster you're trying to sell.
Yeah.
And then when push comes to shove, they're not going to the gift shop. They go to the sex party. They don't go to the gift shop.
They're not going to the gift shop. I had some beef on Facebook Marketplace recently. Not literally, although you probably can buy beef.
Do not buy meat.
Do not buy meat on Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Meat Marketplace is not a place to go. Trust me.
That's another sex party. I was being so normal with this woman buying a mirror, and I was actually it was a bit expensive. It was quite a nice one, and I was basically saying, and she was sort of very insistent on me, and I said, "Oh, listen, you know, I'm freelance. I can probably get this next week. If you sell it before then, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a few invoices to come in." And she went, "Oh, don't worry at all. I totally get it. I'm self-employed as well." I was like, "Great."
Lovely chat.
And then she messaged me, and I didn't respond. Like a few days later, I didn't respond within an hour, and she said, "How dare you make a fool of me in this way? I'm going to report you and block you. You're a time waster." And I was like,
Wow.
I was so shocked. I was just trying to buy a mirror for my lovely home.
That is so weird.
Yeah, mental. Yeah.
She's selling it because she can't see herself in it.
Yeah.
Clearly, she is evil. That is so mad.
I know. I was like, wow, all right, chill out, love.
What did you do? Did you reply to that or not?
Well, I couldn't. She blocked me.
Oh my God.
So,
That would bother me.
I know, because I was like,
So
I really
much.
am not a scammer. And, you know, I genuinely did want to buy it. But I also said to her, if don't wait around for me. It's because I'm, a bit skint, and next week I'll probably be not skint. You know what it's like. And it was,
Wow.
mad. Yeah.
That's a good warning, guys.
It's a good warning for everyone. That's probably why eBay, I was like, oh, a chair that will definitely come.
Please, and an owner who won't block me and report me. She wants me to be arrested because I didn't reply within an hour.
Yeah, absolutely mental.
So the interior decoration stuff. So tell me about your domestic setup then. What are we saying? So this is your bedroom. This is your study where you work. What are we?
It's a desk in my room. Yeah,
nice.
And and I just wanted a comfy. Arguably, the chair at my desk is too comfy. You know, like when you do a comedy gig and the audience are in like sofas, and obviously they're not listening because they're just thinking, "Look how comfy I am."
I'm lying on a giant marshmallow.
Yeah.
Why would I listen to you?
In a dark room with a lovely glass of wine, I'm asleep.
Stand-up only works when people are half thinking, I can't wait for this to be over.
Yeah.
And in the time
Just
before it's over, this will be funny.
Yeah. Like literally
So
a degree colder than you want to be.
Yes.
Just 1 degree.
A degree colder. A degree darker.
Yeah. A degree darker. So they're sitting upright on a chair.
Yeah.
And it's the equivalent of that, because whenever I sit in my desk chair, which is like this lovely pink velvet chair, I'm just like, I'm just gonna. Do you know what? I should go to Japan. No, and I don't get anything done.
That's where the Japan comes about.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the luxury velvet.
Yeah, I'm sort of obsessed with House of Hackney as well. Do you know about this label?
No, what's House of Hackney?
House of Hackney is this incredibly expensive label.
Right.
It's an interiors label from Hackney, run by a husband and wife duo, and their sample sales
They're smug.
are like they are smug. But if they're listening, I love you. Please give me stuff.
I really need to stop saying that. We're after sponsors. If you want to do a partnership, guys, I'll take it back. Until then, you're smug.
I mean, I'd be smug. Do you know what I mean if I was them? But
It's to the husband and wife thing. Just made me think, I bet they... Do you know what I mean? I bet they're feeding their beautiful kids whilst talking about...
they are.
Should we take a new dividend?
in their beautiful home.
Oh, but it looks amazing.
You know,
their Insta must be disgusting.
It's disgusting.
And yet the first thing I'm doing after this is following them.
Yeah, and you must. And that their sample sales are like a war zone. It's mental. Like my sister, who lives from the Midlands, my sister's like, when's the next one? And she'll like look through because they used to be really good, as in the prices, but now I think they've put the prices up a little bit. I haven't been to one in like a couple of years, but if you come to my
it's a
house,
physical going to thing. You arrive out there.
because that's the only way you can get it in a sort of affordable like fashion, basically.
Right. Is it in Hackney?
Yeah, in Hackney.
Oh,
at the
God.
Box sample sale place, which
Right.
have sample sales every weekend. Check it out; it's incredible.
Right.
But it's amazing. But also, I would say the biggest sexual thrill I've ever had that wasn't from actual sex was I was in an Oxfam randomly in Covent Garden
Yeah.
about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And there was somebody had left some House of Hackney, brand new with the label,
No.
cushion covers.
What?
And honestly, I nearly got escorted out of the shop. So I was like, oh, they were real. Honestly, probably worth 150 quid.
How much do you get them for?
Tenner.
That is like when people get to the end of their year and go, what are the best things that's happened to you this year?
I know.
That would be right up there.
I think it was a disgruntled employee, because who's giving that to Oxfam?
Gift. No, but then it wouldn't have labels on, would they, if it was a gift?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
One of the greatest skills is working out the best charity shops by postcode.
Oh, Shelter in Finsbury Park, don't go in.
Right?
It's so good.
Right?
It's
the one
so
that's
good.
just past Finsbury Park Stick,
Yeah.
and exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
And it's what I love about, in recent times, charity shops and vintage shops, they now present as normal, but you know what I mean? Like an old fashioned, it's just a shop.
Yeah.
Whereas you always used to go into any vintage shop and go, oh, it smells of
Yeah.
the 70s in here. I can smell divorce.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it smells of sadness.
It smells of sadness. But yeah, that velvet that's crispy. But now you look at them and it's clear, they're well lit, they look amazing, and they're making money, and
Yeah.
often for charities. It's a really good thing.
I got a velvet blazer once in a charity shop, and there was a note in the pocket that said, "He'll never be you, Clive."
No!
What happened? I know. So good, isn't it?
What?
I know.
Happened?
A love affair.
Clive.
I know. Clive, she wants you back.
So I assume she's breaking off an affair to go back to her man.
Yes.
that how we read that?
Shit, I never thought about that.
What do you think? She's leaving her.
No, you're right. You're right. For some reason, I thought of Clive leaving. But yeah, you're totally right.
No.
It's her. Yeah.
The only Clive I can think of now is Clive Anderson, who does live quite near Finsbury Park.
That wasn't in the Finsbury Park one.
Oh, okay.
That was in Hackney.
Can you imagine?
But he could have done that to put off the scent.
We would go, surely Pop Bitch would pick up on that. as a bit of gossip goes, the two of us putting 2 and 6 together and
Yeah.
making 19. There's some breaking gossip for you guys. Clive
Yeah.
Anderson, no. he's
Clive
definitely-
Owen lives in Highgate because he always used to come into the pub that I worked in lockdown, my friend's pub.
Wow.
And I had a black eye in lockdown because I walked into a lamppost and I was
Sure.
drunk,
Okay.
genuinely. And it was the most surreal moment of my life when Clive Owen said, "Alex, what have you done to your eye?" And I was like, what's happening? Imagine if I just got a screen, like a sort of flash forward of this when I was like 16 or something.
I'm all right, Clive. But now it's you. I have to make something more
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
But he'll never be you.
So you worked in a bar then?
Yeah, I worked in my friend's pub in Highgate in lockdown, the Prince of Wales, which is a mad pub because it's just sort of full of old rock stars and people from all walks of life, and it's the size of a stamp and it doesn't do food. The dream.
Oh, mate. Old school. Any
Yeah.
other famos? So we've got Clive.
Yeah,
Clive
Steve
Owen.
Diggle from the Buzzcocks, he's always in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's incredible. The guy from the Kinks' son, Ray Davis's son.
Okay, Ray Davis Jr. Yeah.
Ray Davis Jr.
Little Ray. Yeah.
I should actually know his
God.
name.
These
But
are
there's
good
loads
ones.
of people that you come. Yeah, Clive Owen, a regular.
Yeah.
I should really tell people he's regular, but
Oh, well. It's fine. All right, about it.
yeah, there's loads of little. So I was always waiting for Kate Moss, but she never came in.
Oh, my God.
I would say most of my online purchases are just me trying to be Kate Moss.
To be fair, me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
All right, let's get back to it then, shall we?
Sorry, I
and-
really have rambled.
No, you haven't. This has all been delightful. We're looking at 2020 on your eBay, and obviously there's lots of stuff here.
Yeah, this is when the real sort of
Oh,
madness is
wow.
probably set in.
Yeah, you've bought loads. Grey storage 6-shelf bookcase, a wooden display unit organizer.
Oh, that was
$13.99.
pretty horny. Yeah.
Very, very sexual. And then, do you know what? You did what so many people did. Nature started to heal
Yeah.
as the lockdowns happened in April 2020. Potting compost for houseplants,
Oh,
wild
yeah.
scented bee cottage garden grass. So you're rewilding, which is what everyone did both with their body hair and with and with the world.
This is for, I've got a balcony and I sort of thought I'll make it into, because you know that when you were literally scared to go outside in case someone moved you on or whatever on your
Yeah.
daily walk. So I tried to make the garden into some sort of little mini utopia.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Well, for a while, I fadded quite quick, I would say.
On the fad scale.
yeah,
where
on the
was
fad
this?
scale, it was pretty high, 7. I'd
Right,
say.
okay, 7 on the fad scale.
7 on the fad scale. I'm quite a big fadder.
Yeah.
I had quite a big soup fad last winter.
Why does everyone go crazy for soup?
My friend who's king of the fadders.
Right.
Shout out Dave. he gave me the idea of a soup library, which we sort of cottoned onto, where I made a soup, you know, a big batch of soup, then put it into like Ziploc bags and put it in the freezer.
Oh my God.
So you could be like, what do you want from your soup library? And pull it out like a book.
Oh my God, that is so good.
Thank you. I thought you'd like that.
I would put a little Dewey Decimal System at the bottom as well.
Yeah, you could have your flavours.
Code it all.
Yeah.
That's not a fad. That's a better way of living.
Yeah.
How long did that last?
2 weeks.
Oh my God.
But what a 2 weeks.
Alex Haddow, what can I say? This is disgraceful.
Oh God, why have I never thought
Come
of that
on.
before?
It's there. It's waiting for you.
It's right there.
But
But yeah, I went through my salad fad in the garden balcony as well.
Yeah. I think that's what lockdown was for so many people, just exploring fads and trying not to die.
Yeah.
Were you by yourself during lockdown? What were you doing?
I was with my housemate who got very into the gardening fad as well.
It's better that than conspiracy theories, isn't it?
Yes, I would say that was the two genders in lockdown.
That's all you could do. You could either go conspiracy or go grow some plants.
Yeah, you could get green fingers or just get sore fingers from YouTube at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we did try. I mean, I live very close to Columbia Road Flower Market, so
that's good.
Yeah, but that wasn't on in lockdown. But in the sort of brief windows in between lockdowns, we just tried to make it, bit nice, bit green, something to do.
It feels homely.
Yeah.
I'm not into flowers and plants, and yet I always really appreciate them.
Yeah.
Whenever my wife gets new
Makes
plants,
you feel nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, and yet I would never connect. I don't know, like part of my brain that I just ignore is going, I like that. Do more of that.
Yeah.
But I've so built all these things on top of it that I'm not listening to that part. It's really nice. And I think, let's be honest, it's an age thing, isn't it? As people get older, they do suddenly get into gardening. Like when they get like
you appreciate it,
50s, 60s, whatever. I'm seeing it with my brother. He's in his 50s and he's suddenly into gardening.
Yeah.
Why does that happen?
And
Is it
then
because
you
you're becoming the soil? You're getting the worms
you're
ready.
Returning to the earth.
Oh my God. They get into the ocean. They get in, do you know what I mean? All the sort of
that's depressing.
It's depressing.
But it's
a bit
true.
bleak.
You're right. You've cracked it.
There's a lot of truths coming out today, guys. What an episode. A silk Chong Sam dress.
Oh, that's the same. That was the same fate. I was trying to replace the first one.
Alexa Chung as well.
Yeah, it was Alexa Chung.
Alexa Chung being spelt in all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
Someone's done that classic eBay thing. RRP.
Oh, yeah.
555. Just so you know.
Yeah.
That's how much it's worth. That's how much it's worth before it was on your disgusting body.
Yeah, I know.
For a period of time. Before it got your crusty armpits.
Exactly. No, thank you.
Don't tell me how much it was worth when you got it.
No. Sometimes when I first got a Depop, I used to message people, which isn't what you're not supposed to do. I don't do it anymore at all. But I would like DM them and be like, "Oh, do you just want to where do you live?"
Oh,
and sometimes
my God,
if they were in
Alex.
Hackney, I would be doing like a drug deal, but with with sequined dresses.
You're dropping stuff off.
Yeah,
either me or
either way. So I met this girl outside the Lidl in Hackney at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday with 50 quid. And she had this red sequin dress that I wore in my show poster actually, and it was I've done a few things like that where it's like I'm doing a drug deal.
That's
I would
illicit.
love a policeman to drive by at that point.
Yeah.
And
because you would look so dodgy, they'd have to talk to you.
So dodgy, and then I'd be like, "No, it's actually a Sheesh by Warehouse collaboration, and it's £50. This is a huge bargain."
How was the chat when you sort of? Because I'd be so tempted in that situation to just be like, "Hi," to not even look at them.
Yeah.
Proper spies on a bench.
It is actually sort of quite awkward because you don't know each other, but you just.
And what would have happened if you got there and gone? Oh, hang on, the sequins are missing down here.
Oh, too polite. Just paid.
Just pay.
Yeah. It's like every time I get my hair done, even if they would shaved my head.
It's the golden
I'd just
rule.
be like, thank you
so much. I love what you've done with it.
Thank you, that's amazing.
Okay, great. All right. There's a lot of illicit shopping going on here. Again,
Okay, because I was like, I don't feel like I've got anything,
No.
totally mad, but I probably have somewhere on something.
Yeah. But it's like you went to a sex party and yet I'm getting vibes that the naughtier thing you did was hand someone some cash and get a dress outside a shop.
I think
at 10 p.m.
I think that's me in the Venn diagram.
Yeah, you've been to Hackney clothes riots. There's just so much going on.
It's House of Hackney sample sales. Solidarity with anyone that's been there.
This is okay. I'm gonna have to look up House of Hackney. Oasis Heaton Park. This is in December 2020. It's a recreated set list poster.
Oh,
this has got
yes.
Christmas present.
Yeah, this is for an ex-boyfriend. Yeah.
Oh.
Who is a Manc. and yeah, it was, I think I was trying to think of something really sort of meaningful and yet cheap.
Meaningful and yet cheap. That is the way. That's the only way to do Christmas.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Especially if you've got a run up. If you're shopping in like October or November for Christmas presents.
Yeah.
God, that saves you so much money.
Yeah, and I thought it was quite cool. And ideally you'd have the one that was actually on the stage, but I imagine that was
that's probably
burnt.
Yeah, and if that's on eBay, that is definitely a fake.
Yeah.
What was his reaction? Did you see him on Christmas Day
Not Christmas Day, but he enjoyed it. He thought it was great. Yeah. I did quite well there.
I'm quite needy with if I buy someone a present, I'm quite, as a performer, I'm like, do you know what I mean? Do you like it? I want to see real.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love gift giving.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than when people get a gift from you and go, oh,
awful.
Why have you done that?
Awful.
That's really nice.
Horrible. Yeah.
It's yeah.
I'm trying to think of like the worst gift I've ever got. I'm either really, I feel like I'm very polarized with gift giving. I'm either like I've really nailed it.
Yes.
Or I've panicked and thrown money at the situation.
And what happens then is you get the same reaction to both those things.
Yeah.
And you think, so why do I bother doing all the effort?
I know.
Well, just throw a bit of money towards the end.
Yeah.
They do this. They make the same noises.
Yeah.
Just a thought, guys. Stop being nice. Stop being nice.
Exactly.
Okay, look, 2021, you bought the Roberts Rambler Retro Bluetooth Portable Table Radio.
Oh, I listen to that radio every day. It's the best thing I've ever bought.
Nice.
Apart from the fact that I don't know how to change the alarm on it. It goes off every day from at 8 o'clock. And I work at night. And
Wow.
I don't know how to switch it off.
And does the radio come on?
Yeah. It comes on gradually because I thought this is one of my never-ending quests to to like phase out my phone. So like not have my phone wake me up because then it's the first thing you look at. I mean, I do that every day.
It's so important not to look straight at your phone.
But
I actually read that whilst looking at my phone.
At your phone.
First thing in the
You read it
morning.
on your phone.
Yeah.
So this was a thing in lockdown, I think, around that time. But yeah, my radio alarm comes on every day gradually. And it's fine because usually I listen to Six Music every morning.
Of course you listen to Six Music. So it's Lauren Laverne going, hello.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. It's all going to be okay.
And lovely. But sometimes in the evening, I've put on Absolute Magic.
Sure.
All that. Great. All the good stuff.
All the best stations.
All the best
Specifically
stations.
Magic, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Or Kisstory.
Kisstory is...
Which I love.
You know the thing about Kisstory is it's outgrown Kiss. So Kiss is the original...
So good.
Is the original
it's basically
master.
Kiss, yeah.
Yeah, and History's never good.
So good, honestly. Sometimes they just, so it comes on to whatever you've had on last. So 9 times out of 10, it's Lauren. Lovely, melodic voice and some mad stuff from all over the world. But occasionally it's like, it's hot. It's like, please don't turn me on at like 8 a.m. and you're like, this is too much.
It's a very effective alarm though.
Yeah.
God, so you're getting, you basically bought yourself a child there that wakes you up every morning.
And you hit any button you hit, it goes off, then it comes back on a few minutes later.
So you're snoozing it.
Yeah, I'm snoozing
it.
Having it. And you'd think, could I just unplug it? No.
What's your musical background then? What did you listen to growing up? What's your music vibes?
I was very indie in my teens. I run a club night now called Indie Amnesty.
Do you?
That's great. You must come. It's
Where
so
is
good.
that?
We've actually just got a new venue, Two Palms in Hackney, under Hackney Empire, basically. We're doing a big Halloween party. I don't know when this is coming out, but
probably after Halloween.
I know,
That's
after
okay.
Halloween. But the next one will be, just keep an eye on it.
What's it called?
Indie Amnesty.
Okay. Do you DJ?
Yeah.
Tell me everything.
Yeah.
What is your go? What is the? Because I love indie, and I am always very I really want to do. I'm trying to get all my parent friends to go to a proper full-on 90s indie disco.
Exactly why I did it.
Yeah.
I was walking along in January 2020, and I saw a poster for the Subways. Don't know if you remember them. They weren't massive, but they were like the first gig I went to see live.
Yeah.
And it was them and John Legend for my first ever 2 gigs.
Wow.
He was doing like the O2 Academy in Birmingham. Anyway.
Right.
And I saw this poster and I was like, do you know what? I haven't been to an indie night in so long.
Neither have I.
And it dominated so much of my like teens and early 20s and stuff. And I was like, I don't even know of any in London. And then I've honestly...
Also, none that I wouldn't feel horribly inappropriate going to.
Exactly. Right.
And that's the thing. That's a big thing. You have to realise people beyond about 30...
Yeah, exactly.
It's horrifying.
So I thought, and I'd never run a club night before. I'd never done anything. Only ever done comedy in terms of live stuff.
This is insane. You looked at a lamppost and went, right.
Yeah. And I was like, I wonder if, and I put on Twitter, I was like, if I just put on an indie disco as a one-off, charged a £5 and we all pretended it was 2006, who would come?
Oh, wow.
And it went mental.
Oh, my God.
And so I hired out Bethnal Green Working Men's Club.
Yes.
Shitting myself because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Right.
Put it on sale, sold out in a day. And it was supposed to be April 2020 was supposed to be the first one.
My God. What a time to get into live events.
I know. And so it eventually happened in August 2021. And in that time, I was friends with my boyfriend, who's a DJ.
Okay.
Yeah. And sort of day to day, he does a lot of vinyl, like 60s, 70s, funk, soul and disco. He's always been in bands and was in an indie band called the Supernovas.
Oh my, okay. He sounds
Bless.
impossibly cool.
He's an idiot. No, but he's great.
Yeah, he sounds very cool.
He's very cool. But not like arsehole cool, like.
Yeah, okay.
Like, just, yeah. And he's... And so, and I was like, I didn't DJ the first one because I was just like, who am I going to get to DJ it? And our mate's pub that we worked in, that we met in lockdown, ran an indie night where I was growing up in Corby called Revolver.
Right.
And that's sort of was one of the inspirations. So I got him and my now boyfriend to DJ it.
Right.
And it was honestly the best night of my life. It was amazing because there was a few like young people.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few young people, but the age ranges was completely across the board.
Yeah.
And there was people pulling, and it was great. Honestly, it was the best night ever. And then my boyfriend and my mate who runs the pub was like, "You should do this again."
It's brilliant.
And so so now we do it every few months.
Can you believe you've made this happen from looking at a lamppost?
It's mental. We do it every few months, and we do it at the Libertines Hotel in Margate as well, which is a teeny tiny one. So that's
great. You just play "Don't Look Back into the Sun" again and again and again.
Yeah.
What? So when you were putting the night together, were you like in charge of the music? Like, were you saying to them, "Here's what we need"? Yeah.
Well, the first one is so funny now of how relaxed because I DJ'd the second one because the boys were like, "You can easily do it. Like, you're fine. You're not mixing anything."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You kind of are at the end, but you're not like Diplo or whatever. Like, I don't even know. I don't know proper DJs.
I didn't even get that reference, but I guess it's.
But I'm not.
Cool.
You're not literally doing that thing where you're mixing 3 tracks for 25 minutes and the beat drops. You're not doing all that stuff. You're just playing tracks that go well at the right time of the night.
Yeah.
It's just honestly, it's just the best thing ever. So yeah, we're having.
What's your go-to floor filler as a sort of official indie
The Rat
DJ?
by the Walkman.
How does that go? Which one's that?
You got enough to be asking. I don't. My voice is really bad.
No, I like that. Okay, nice.
You'd know it if you.
End of the night.
End of the night. What do we usually play? Do you know what? Don't Look Back into the Sun is actually a good one for the end of the night. Never Don't Look Back in Anger. I love Oasis. I hate that song.
Please.
It's just too. I hate Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger.
I've said it so many times. You've got to just steer just off the middle road.
Yeah,
middle road
the bangers are still bangers, but just not those. Please, no.
Do you ever play Le Pastis de la Bourgeoisie by Belle and Sebastian? Do you know that song?
No.
That is niche, but it's. I promise
if you come along, we'll play it for you.
Oh my God, I'll be the only person dancing.
You won't.
That'd be amazing.
Honestly, it's we played like Trains to Brazil by the Guillemots. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Guillemots were fantastic.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
They split up, didn't they, a couple of years ago?
Yeah,
they were really good. Oh my God, this is becoming a sort of indie podcast now.
I know, yeah, but it's so good. Just follow us and you can come to.
I like this because also it's that sort of world where I just feel intimidated.
No, it's not like that at all.
But it's interesting that that's what you've sort of taken on because I would always look at that stuff and go, I love doing it whenever I've gone, and I have not gone to a proper indie disco forever.
It honestly gives you like a high. It feels like going back in time, and honestly, it doesn't even feel like a tribute night either. There's people of all different ages. I think that's what makes it quite nice.
Yeah.
There's like people in their early 20s that have like just discovered this music.
Yeah.
And then there's literally people in their like late 40s, 50s who are like, because we play like, it's not just, we play like the Beatles, the Stones, Bowie, up to like Wet Leg, Fontaines, but like there's not loads of new stuff, but there's the decent new stuff.
Oh my God, I'm so into this.
It's honestly, it's the best. I know it's my night, but it's the best night. The reason I invented it was because I was like... No.
So this is an interesting insight into you as well, right? Because this is, you're kind of in town, you're doing stand-up, you're just sort of following... because that feels like, that's not Alex Haddow, right? That's very like, you run with it.
Alex Shadow. Because nighttime, no.
Glado? I don't know. We'll find something.
Glado, it makes me happy.
But it's interesting that, that it's something you've done and it's working and you run your gigs and stuff like that. Like... It's just that thing of how we as creative stand-up-y people, you kind of build that momentum, and before you know it, you're in a rhythm and you have built this world around you.
Yeah, and you don't think about it really until somebody sort of like holds a mirror up to it. Something, not the mirror off Facebook
Don't
Marketplace.
talk about the mirror. Why didn't you get back to her?
Actually, if we were on my Vinted and Depop, the amount of sort of 90s Adidas searches I do to wear something cool at Indie Amnesty, that I always try and get like a weird, retro thing. But but someone holds a mirror up to you and you're like, oh yeah, this is really cool.
It's good, isn't it?
We're doing my boyfriend's playing at the first live, we're doing some live music at Indie Amnesty on Halloween, which is in the past. Mm-hmm. So it went brilliantly. They're called Bless.
It was such a good gig. Thank you for asking me that. I loved it.
I'm actually going to have to buy some weird stuff online. Like it's called the Skeleton Dance, because one of their songs is called the Skeleton Dance.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm going to have to buy sort of some skeletons, I guess.
eBay, mate.
Yeah,
eBay. It's there waiting for you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's so much. Also, apparently the place to go if you want to buy anything Halloween-y, Costco.
Really?
Apparently. That's what I heard the other day.
This is why I've come on here, just for the tips.
So guys, we're full of tips and tricks. Listen, we're getting there now. We are pretty much at the end of your eBay shopping history.
Journey.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I think the first thing I ever bought on there was a stack of ID magazines.
Oh, really?
I think.
No, hang on. So if we look at 2024, you bought a Technics stereo integrated amplifier.
That's for my record player.
Right, there you
which my boyfriend definitely bought because, again, I'm bad with technology. He knows all this stuff.
He selected it. He
was like, just buy, this is the one you need. Click here.
Right.
Pay.
Yeah, just press that thing there.
I was like, you set it up.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Whatever will work. But you can see November 2023, all right, there's two things you've bought, and you don't shop that much online. But in November 23, for some reason, you bought two things in 1 month, and that's it for all of your 2023.
Oh my God, did I?
One of them was the Agent Provocateur Fatal. That's EDP spray for her.
That's a discontinued perfume that I could only get on eBay, and now it's fully gone.
This is what we've seen before on the show. They discontinue stuff.
Yeah.
It's the demand.
Yeah.
The reality of the naked beach isn't that exciting. As soon as you can't get on the naked beach, you want more of it.
You want more. That's how they get you.
People are idiots.
Yeah.
I'm sure it smells nice. I'm sure it's a lovely product.
Well, it did. It's totally gone now. Can't get it anywhere. Yeah. Mad.
Oh my God, 50 quid. What you should have done is not used it, because it would now be worth probably more.
Why didn't I think of it? I've had to go on to Chanel. Had to.
Yeah.
That's the most bougie thing I've ever said in my life. But
to resort to Chanel.
I got it. I got Chanel, £210. I got it for £80 on Vinted, unopened.
What?
A Chanel perfume.
So Vinted is what we need to do next time.
And some Burberry loafers for £80.
Yeah, Vinted.
Did one of them constrict the blood to one of my feet?
It's fine.
To the point where I had to wear these shoes today because they ripped my feet apart. Yes, but
oh my God,
£80.
Your feet are 3 out of 5. We don't need to worry about that, Alex.
Not
cares?
for long.
Who cares? They'll bounce back.
I'm wearing exclusively slippers with moisturiser in for the next year, so I can get them up to 5 out of 5.
We're at the end. I just want to mention this: a black and white stripe stall shower curtain that is a very, very tight. It looks like a barcode.
Yeah, I thought it was going to look chic, but it just looks cheap.
Oh my God.
I know. I need a new one.
There's a lesson there somewhere.
I know.
I thought chic was the answer. But that is always the risk, right, with shopping like this. It doesn't always work, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's honestly about 30 centimetres wide. That's how it feels. It feels like a suggestion of a curtain. It feels like a barcode, actually.
It's a landing strip of a curtain, is what you're saying. Right.
Yeah,
oh, God.
It's a hint of a shower curtain.
For $14.99 though.
Yeah, I mean, fine.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I know.
I'm sad that we've ended on a slightly disappointing product.
No, it's all right.
It's a shame. But, that's part of the ups and downs of online shopping, especially if you go onto eBay. What's happening, we stay on Amazon because we're cautious people, right? You are an eBay outlier.
Yeah.
You go out into this is the wild west of commerce.
Thank you.
You don't know what you're going to get. You're so brave, Alex.
Thank you so much.
This is what I'm trying to build to sort of a big ending of the show.
Okay.
Like this is who you are as a person. You're out there, you're buying weird stuff, you're looking at lampposts and building fucking 90s indie nights or whatever it is. And occasionally you do stand up as well.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
Have I got anything? Is there anything factually incorrect in the last sentence?
No.
Okay. Alex, 3 out of 5 feet, 5 out of 5 content on the show today. Thank you for coming to do my Bought a Toaster.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's been really fun hanging out. Ooh, hello, my voice has got emotions because it's over. It's been really fun hanging out with you. Anything you've learned about yourself? I mean, how do you... any surprises? Any sort of conclusions? Is anything valuable come from this?
Well, I think I've learnt that I need to stop buying so many clothes.
Right.
To be honest. I'm running out of room. Somebody help.
Yeah, okay.
If I could buy sort of a wardrobe to tack on to my house.
Right.
That would be great.
So if you see Alex hanging around outside a supermarket with cash...
Yeah.
Give her some drugs.
Yes.
Rather than clothes.
That would be amazing.
Much more constructive for her life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have a lovely time in the same outfit.
It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Alex, Haddow, thank you for coming and doing My I Bought a Toaster. You're on all of the social medias, on the Instagram. People can find you.
You can find me. I'm gigging and I'm doing a tour next year in February and March. I'm doing Leicester Square Theatre on March the 28th. Please come. There's so many seats.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm doing my show Third Party. It's about sex and politics. And you've heard a bit about it tonight.
Wow.
Today. Why am I saying tonight? It's the morning. We've got the energy of an 8 p.m. chat. I think.
Yeah, your radio's just gone off and I feel like it's 8 a.m. Alex, this has been brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
The end.
Toast upon my Lord, thank God. Toast upon